Hi, how you doing? Welcome to our newspaper review today, the 5th of November 2022. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our Niger Watch family across the globe. My name is Ima, and it's good to have you here today. So, cheers to the weekend. Happy weekend to you, my people. I hope it's a good one going for you. I hope everything is falling in place. And I hope you intend to have maximum rest. And then, of course, a good time. Thank you for being here. Please do also like and share this video. Yes, please take our time to share this video. Good morning to you, Osagbo. How are you doing? Good morning, Mommy Diaspora. Beautiful morning to you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being here. Welcome to this broadcast. In a minute we would begin. I have posted the link if you would like to join the conversation on our today's newspaper review. Kindly click on the link and you'll be right here to dissect the papers with us, and I'd like for you to do so. Okay, so giving a special shout out to each and every one of you. Please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section today. um Today, please do also like this broadcast. Let it not be a struggle. Yes, Osage Daddy. Good morning to you too, sir. Thank you for being on here. It's good to have you here. Please do also like this broadcast, share, invite someone. Yes, please. Welcome to the broadcast. I think we should begin already, shouldn't we? All right. Welcome to my amazing panelists. Thank you for being here. But please take our time to like the broadcast before you click on the link. Thank you very much. All right, let's see what we have in the papers today. Our first paper for today is the Tribune. And on Tribune, we have here bandits unleash terror across North. Suspected headers kill 18 in Benue communities. Gunmen murder two, abduct one in Bauchi. Bandits kill village head, three others in Kebbi. What a way to start the newspaper review. Oh, there. Okay, so the event in Nigeria has made my job to make me look like a messenger of doom, honestly, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So, as I've said over time, that the this issue of kidnapping and the killing and the ransom is coming back. It's picking up gradually, but with so much speed. And I don't know, whatever the authorities were doing before, they just need to double up. They just need to, just put on their weight on this, and let it just quench off. We are getting to the festive season. With what has been happening so far, I doubt that there are people who look forward to traveling home for Christmas, to spend the holidays with their loved ones back home. I don't, which is like a norm, like a tradition back home. I don't think people are looking forward to that. That's because of the road, not because they don't want to be with their people. And nothing is safe. You are going by the sea, the chances of you being kidnapped is very high. You are going by train, you're going by public transport, you're going by road. I mean, we already know that story. That's if you even get to Ore or Delta or Benin. And then you are flying. Then you go by air, just from the points where from the airport to your destination, just about anything can happen. You go to church, anything can happen. You go to the farm, anything can happen. You go to school, anything, any freaking thing can just happen. It's back out here on the street. Let's continue with the newspaper review. I'll take that again. Bandits unleash terror across North. Suspected herders kill 18 in Benue communities. Gunmen murder two, abduct one in Bauchi. Bandits kill village head. Three others in Kebbi. Insurgents are threats to 2023 elections. El Rufai warns. 152 terrorists killed. 100 bandit camps destroyed in 6 months in Kaduna. And just above the nameplate, we have Wike increases special assistance to 200,000. How Oyo jailbreak suspects made millions from kidnapping. Sanwo-Olu congratulates Otedola on his 60th birthday. UNICEF condemns Abduction of 21 kids in Castina. Withheld salaries. Unijust has to direct members to stay at home. There we go again. Excuse me. Governor Abiodun flags off $400 million agro processing zone, and that's the picture story that we have just beneath. I will start the story with the second to the last story. Unijust. Yesterday we took the story that the lecturers are angry that the government, did not keep to their agreement, and they went on ahead to pay half salaries, and some did not even get. I mean, half would be 4 months, and some did not even get as much as up to half. Some got just a month, and that has angered them so much that the government again, after a striking period, would go against their agreement, and they're angry, and you have here, we already have, I mean, we should expect this already, that the lecturers, would be going on strike again. Now, this time around, it's not a strike. They are saying we are not on strike, but we are just staying at home until we are paid for what we have done for the month so far, until we are paid. So now there are students who have gone back to school, who, the student that has taken the bull by its own, the student that has made it to school through it all, so they are in school, so they're just going to be there until they are paid, or probably some will now come back home and then they will go back. Indeed, for people that at this point in their life, they're supposed to have their life, sorted out. They're supposed to have their life put together. They're supposed to have plans of what they want to do with themselves. And now there is this, they don't, we don't even know where we did. As in, that's the position that they are in. They don't even know what's up. They're just there. They're just there. All right, that's what is happening. Unijust has directed lecturers to stay at home. They are saying this is not strike. We are not on strike, but the government should pay us so that we will be able to afford, going to work. And nobody should come and say ASU is wrong on this one, because the federal government that wants to first of all renegade on the agreement. If the federal government, will not want to give them the right tools to work with, and they choose to go this way, then we should not blame them. Let's look at the first person, to go off way, to derail. Let's look at the first person to go off chat. Of course, I will not want to continue without giving a special shout out to my panelists on here. But nice, how are you doing today? Good day to you, sir. It's good to have you here. All right, and then UNICEF has come out to condemn the abduction of. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Miss Emma. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Looking pretty as usual.
Thank you for that. Nice.
Are you able to cope with those chaos in that country, Miss Emma?
It just helps me to, it just helps me to be very aware. All this information, this job makes me to be very aware of what is happening. Just very, 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 very aware and concerned, and the urge to want to do something, about it is there. But it's terrifying. I mean, that's why I say people who have plans to want to. I mean, the Christmas is around the corner. You know how we do it back home here. People want to go home. There are people who they have children that have never been home, or they have children that their relatives back home have never seen. Christmas time is usually a good time for them to take these people back home to meet their relatives. That's usually when everybody comes back together. You see everybody. I mean, that's usually something very beautiful. That's with back home. I don't know if people will have the guts, and but nice, sometimes there are families who would hire bus or use their own car and drive all the way. Now I don't see that happening. That family reunion, that Christmas spirit. I don't know what's the festivity holds for us back home. Please go ahead.
Do you know, as Christmas is coming now, do you know how many family that is expecting their loved ones from the Western world? Do you know all those hope now? All those hope is lost now.
There is,
do you know how many,
there is aspect of the
do you
people
know
in that.
how many people that is expecting me that are supposed to be their hope this Christmas? All the hope is gone. They are calling, are you coming? Are you coming? Are you coming? I said I cannot come. I'm scared of a kidnapping. Many of them now, they have already lost hope.
How many people abroad are willing to come back home? I will not.
Me say my I will not me, I will not risk my life. I will not try it. I won't try it. I will not come. The only thing I will only do, I will try and send some of them money to do this Christmas. That's the only thing I will do. But although I know many of them are frustrated, they wanted to see me on ground, but I will never take that risk. You understand?
Yeah,
That country is
because
already.
I know lots of people had plans to come in this festive period and stay until the election period so they can participate. Especially those who are building have just held it on to say when I come for Christmas, I will stay at once and and oversee the building project and partake in the voting process. But as it is right now, the hopes of many will be dashed as those abroad and even those back home are not willing to take that step to get on the road. And no, people are not willing to do that. People are not willing to do that. But let's see what happens. Good day to you, Mr. Makira, but it's good to have you here. Yes, happy weekend to you too, sir. Let's continue with our newspaper review. Let's see what other paper we have here. Okay, no, we are not done. So UNICEF has come out to condemn the 21 kids. Actually, it is about, okay, I think this is another story, but about 40 were kidnapped in Castina, also on a farm. This is another story. UNICEF coming out to condemn the abduction of 21 kids, and they are calling out on the federal government to quickly see to the release of these children quickly, timely, and to make sure that they are unhurt and they come out quickly, and knowing that this government can leave them for 300 and something. Like, okay, no, it is Daily Trust that will tell us the number of days that kidnapped victims, the number of kidnapped victims out there days, and this where they were taken from. Usually we get that information of Daily Trust. Well, I hope that this warning or the involvement oh dear, this story just broke my heart. I can't even concentrate. So Mr. Makira boy saying that I just canceled 3 tickets for me, my wife, and my son. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I mean, this is supposed to be a beautiful time where people are looking forward to have a big relocation, big relocation. Not relocation, big what's the word? Not relocation. A big time where they meet everybody. I cannot remember that word right now. But that time where everybody comes together, the entire cousins, relatives, aunties, uncles, daddies, mummies, and yeah, because I also have plans with the family. So I can't imagine all the families that look forward to, and everything has just been shattered. Then this is even on the rise. If then negotiations, talks were like, okay, it's going down, the country seems safer, things are normalizing, and boom, they are back. And I hope that now the president, oh dear. Okay, so let's. Hmm. El has come out to say insurgents are threats to 2023 elections, and are saying that we know the number of attacks going on in Kaduna. This is same El that I mean, even El, okay, even El has come out to say that the insurgents that is on the rise is a threat to the 2023 election. But this is the same El a couple of weeks back that said that the country is now safe, that the military, they are doing a good job in their aerial dissemination of weapons, and that and that if they had applied this method earlier, that the country wouldn't have had to go through this. And now is the one that is coming out to say that the rise on insurgency in the land would be a threat to the 2023 elections. All right, let's hope that the president, will stand on his authority. Mm? And do something about this. And then this story says the major story here says bandits unleash terror across north. Now this is not a very pleasant story. not a very pleasant story. It is said that these bandits went to Benue. Okay, let's take the one from Benue. Went to Benue and killed 18 people, and it saddens, or it's sad that that would happen because we know that the governor of Benue State has been fighting and is trying to help his people, and it's just, I mean, he would wake up to a news like this, and I just can't. I can't, even understand how hopeless that man feels. So, suspected herders kill 18 in Benue communities. Gunmen also abduct two and killed what? Killed two, abduct one in Bauchi State. Then in another village, they killed the village head and they killed three others. So, I mean, these are just pockets of kidnapping here, killing there. The kidnappings of the priests are on the rise. All of this, it's getting a lot. It's coming back in its full force. And you wonder the 300, we've killed 5 Boko Haram leaders. We have done this, we have done. I'm like, okay, so but these people that are resurfacing. So what's up with these people? Who are these people? Where are they coming from? How are they able to regroup? Have they secured the border? Or till now, with the insecurity that we are fighting, our landed borders, are they still open? Because it was on the report, on the newspaper report the other day, that with all of this insecurity, that you think that our border will be double up, but no, they are still left ajar. There's a story here that connects to all of this, but I think we have to get to so we have a story here on Steel Tribune that says how Oyo jailbreak suspects made millions from kidnapping. This man says is a Fulani, no, is a herder, and that was caught by vigilante, a Fulani vigilante, and the vigilante handed him over to the police and lied on him that he stole, that he stole and all of that. So he was arrested. Now, when that jailbreak happened, the jailbreak happened, he escaped also, and he said he ran to Ghana, and he was a herder there in Ghana. Thank you very much, Mr. Makirabo. God bless you very much, sir. Thank you. Your pocket will never run dry. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right of the comment section. Thank you very much. All right, so he went to Ghana and became a herder. Then one of his friends called him while he was in Ghana and told him of a business that is thriving, and they are making money off this business, and pleaded with him to come back to Nigeria for them to do this business together, to join. Now friend we don't see road, decided to call the other friend to show him the way. And knowing that he ran away from the prison and he didn't want to have anything to come out, he didn't want to come back to Nigeria so that they will not arrest him. But the friend pleaded and that's why he came and he joined this gang that specializes in kidnapping. And that's how he made millions, because from one kidnapping they could make from 500,000, 600,000, 2 million, 4 million each. Now tell me how that young Nigerian boy that decided to use his father to do apprenticeship. How will I say it? He decided to use his own father, got his friends, one Emmanuel, got his father and say his friends and say, kidnap me, and lied to my father that I've been kidnapped for 1 million naira. Look at this jailbreak, this escapee that is now that is a millionaire through kidnapping, and this is the same kidnapping. And it's confusing, or it just makes you want to go crazy. Like, is it that this kidnapping, is it that it cannot be curtailed? Is this what is going to finish Nigeria, or do we have to now live with this? As you are working, also make money for, so that when you for ransom, so that when you are kidnapped, it doesn't make sense anymore. It really doesn't make sense anymore. And then Wiki having 200,000 special assistants. So this is supposed to be a means of he said to curtail belly infrastructure. Wike said after he employed 100,000 special assistants, that people were calling him and saying, why have you left us? Help our people, don't do this to us. And his gracious heart could not take it anymore. So Wike had to now employ another 100. to make it 200,000 special assistants. That this is supposed to help. This is supposed to help. Okay, that's it. Well, okay, if that's supposed to help, but okay, I hope that and not doing this while from the beginning of your tenure, you are now going to do this as you are stepping out. I hope that they have enough money. The government is rich enough, or the state is rich enough to be able to offset this or to carry this, so that it will not be a problem for the incoming governor of the state. I really don't trust people begin to put some kind of implementation when they are stepping out. Why did you not put it when you were there? So how are they supposed to? I just hope that the Rivers State government can help with that. All right, let's move to
Misimo,
another. Yes, sir.
can I quick touch on that kidnapping issue that you were just talking about?
Please go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. Let me tell you, any crime in a society is very easy for authority to eradicate them, unless the authority that is complicit with those crimes is the only one that will not be able to do it. You understand? Have you heard of kidnapping in China or kidnapping in Saudi Arabia? If like today, if they elect me as a president, if I want to tackle insecurity in my country, it's very easy for me. What you just have to do as a government, strengthen your institution, strengthen the institution, and secondly, bring back capital punishment. If you will hear of this crime anymore in that country, you will not hear of them anymore. Bring back capital punishment. When all the kidnappers will hear that there is capital punishment, all of them will desist from crime. When a criminal knows that when they are being arrested of their crime, they will get pardon from the president, then you think that they will stop crime? So look, until our government, they are serious. The reason why this one that is there, they are not serious, because they are the head of this. They are complicit with these criminals. That is why. If you see all this insecurity and all, if I'm a president, the first thing I will do, all the full state, 36 states of that country, I will build deportation camp all over. Then all those the immigration police, I will strengthen them. Any immigrant they catch, all of them straight to that deportation camp. And you will, from there, you will start a scrutiny. You will scrutinize them. The one that is not a Nigerian citizen, you will deport them. And then that is where this thing will play another part again. Identity card. All Nigerians will have a national identity card to identify themselves.
Talking about this national identity card, brother Nice, and you said something, if the government was serious or was working, they put all of these things in place. I remember how tedious the process was to get this national identity card you just talked about. Of what use is the national identity card today? Please go on, brother Nice.
Listen, let me tell you, identity card, there is one that they call a national identity card that is biometric. That biometric is the most active identity card. It has to have something like SIM card. All your facial recognition, everything will be there with your thumbprint. Those are where a serious government starts from. Every Nigerian national will have it. So the moment they catch anybody, the first thing you do, you slot the identity card to a reading machine. That machine will read it and identify you. If you are not a Nigerian citizen, that person have to be deported immediately. Sister Ima, if you have a serious government, all those crime, all those insecurity will be a thing of the past. I'm telling you. If I'm in power as I am now, with kind of knowledge that I acquired already, if I'm in power, all Nigerians will sit tight, and all this rubbish will stop. Thank
All right. Thank you very much for the nice. Femi Bash, welcome to the broadcast, sir. How you doing? Femi Bash says capital punishment is key. Okay. All right. Then how did I forget to take this story? So the governor of Ogun State, the very fine governor of Ogun State, His Excellency Dapo Abiodun, flags of $400 million agro processing zone. Now this is a big deal and this is good news. The Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun on Friday that was just yesterday, performed the groundbreaking of the $400 million first phase of the development of the state's special agro-industrial processing zone. The groundbreaking was performed at the Agro Cargo International Airport in Ilesan, Remo. Abiodun said that the special industrial park for agro processing and allied products was the first of its kind in the country and would generate over 20,000 direct jobs and individual prosperity. Okay, now while this is super good news and good structure that is coming up, and the effect it will have on our economy and the employment rate it will bring to us, it's a good news on every end. But then again, would it hold? Will it be like the bus terminal of today? Will it be like other projects that when we came across them we're all excited, but today where are those projects? Will it will this happen? And even better, they said that it's supposed to this project will take just 18 months. Is it possible? So they can actually construct in such short period of time. So let's see. And he even goes on to boast to say that according to the governor, the project will be completed in a record time of it's Governor Biodun. It is not competition. No, let's just do it well. Maybe you did not fall for our head or for people head. And then this record of 18 months, the governor noted that the agro cargo airports would probably be the fastest constructed international airports on the continent. Okay, so there are two projects going on. It's a big one going on in Ogun State, and special congrats today. I just hope nothing frustrates the governor or this project. No, nothing frustrates this project. I hope that nothing frustrates this project, and even more, and that the maintenance plan, they have a plan for maintenance that can run on its own without this government being without this government being present or not, it will still run on its own. I think that's one thing that this projects don't have. So another person comes in and they just change the whole dynamics and everything just dagbaro. Let's move on to another story. Mr. Chibuzo, I welcome you to the broadcast. In a minute I will be talking to you. Now we have here the Punch. On the Punch we have, what do we have on the Punch? New Naira. New Naira. I really can't wait to see what this Naira looks like. Rich Nigerians deposit bales of cash in banks. Customers depositing billions and millions. That's from bankers. Banks launch Saturday service for cash deposits. Okay. Ordered to share daily vault balances with CBN. US court to sentence Hush Puppy on Monday. Stench from Lagos abattoir pollutes air, water, threatens residents' health. I can't even imagine that. On flood, Bayelsa governor, ex-governor, lambast minister. New Naira. Okay, we took that story already. And here on Ifeanyi, stop advising Davido and Chioma. That's from a psychologist, urging fans, well-wishers, and even enemies to say, give this family a break and allow them grief. Yeah. Why I consider my blindness a blessing, and that's from a retired permanent secretary. How prison escapee raped and killed my daughter. Police hunt Yoruba Nation agitators for attacking soldiers. I am not scared of competition, and that's from Adala Pinky. That would be the famous, I wouldn't want to say infamous DJ. And on extortion, travelers commend immigration for sacking 8 officers. Now let's start on that story. So immigration, we know that, that it was on the news the other day that they not sacked, but 24 about 24 immigration officers have been given query, right? And they are up for questioning. Now, 8 so far has been sacked, and Nigerians are coming out to say that's good. At least now we will not be extorted. To saying now when you are, getting ready to leave for the airport, you will not have to keep money for immigration one corner in one pocket. And the kind of things report that are being said about experiences from the immigration officers, and they are hoping. And let's see if this 8, just this 8, is all that the immigration service needs to clean up their act, or to clean up their office, or to redeem their name before the face of Nigerians. And here we took the stories some weeks back of a prison escapee that raped a young girl of about 12 or 13 years old, that went to buy soap to wash her uniform, and on her way back she was accustomed by this man, and she was raped and killed. She was raped and killed by the man. The story is coming up again on the Punch. The man is still crying out for justice. All right. What other story do we have here? Okay, so bankers, the money that is being sent to the bank, or the money that is being reported, or the money that is being deposited at the bank, the bills of stash that is being deposited has become so much that they've had to pick out Saturday as the day for such transactions to go on. And the news have it here that rich, they say it is rich Nigerians. Okay, let's take it like that. Rich Nigerians that for some reason have stashed. All right, but if you have your money, so you can go, as you can see, rich Nigerians are going. So if you're among the rich Nigerians that have stashed somewhere, please just take it to the bank, so that and they're doing this so that by the time come December 15, they'll be able to get they will not be amongst the rush, and they'll be able to get the new Naira. I hope you are excited on getting this new Naira, or on receiving or seeing this new Naira. Come on, if you're just joining us, welcome to our newspaper review. Do well to like this broadcast, do well to like, share, and please take our time to click on the $ to the right to show some love. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move to the last paper for the day, and that will be Daily. Oh, we don't have Daily Trust today, we have the Sun. So that will be the Sun. And on the Sun, we have 2023, Wike agreed PDP governors weigh Obi Tinubu options. As APC presidential candidate intensifies lobby, Atiku, I am committed to resolution of Atiku, I am committed to resolution of PDP crisis. Let me just say something here, right? If Atiku ends up being the president in this country, well, I go deal. And I'm saying this because since Atiku started, he is committed to resolution. Since peace talk and no solution, is not making headway. Is apparently is someone that is not proactive. So, and we don't want somebody that cannot, is not a peacemaker. We want somebody that was just funny. Atiku, you are either committed to resolution. Once he says one, he has gone off to Dubai, or he has gone off to London. Once he and now he's saying I'm committed to resolution of PDP crisis. Somebody should just check and tell me where Atiku is right now in the country. This one that he has said one. All right. Okay, Femi Bash says 40 properties seized from Ekoremadu shows the amount of greed and wickedness in Nigerians. Let's start with our politicians, please. Let's start with our politicians. All right, INEC, late Archbishop Olumakaye wife's love story, how I met my marriage. But okay, just if you want more on that story, pick page 10. Daily Trust, Saturday Sun, pick that story. Wike increases special assistant to 200. Appointments part of stomach infrastructure. Court okays EFCC request to seize 40 properties linked to Ike Ekweremadu. INEC insists on deploying Navy, Army, Air Force for 2023 polls. Femi Bash, thank you. Thank you for the permission to laugh, sir. That was very funny. Atiku is always, delegating people for peace talk. I know someone that Atiku should please not be our president. Not right now. Not right now. If yes, you are Atiku's person, not right now. But you look at it now, just more PDP. How many days to election? 100 and something days to election. Atiku is still committing. He's still committing himself to peace. He's not. Okay, go and sit down. You're not serious. You're not for Nigeria. Not this Nigeria. Flooding renders 1.5 million people homeless in Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, and Anambra. Farmlands, poultry farms destroyed, over 300 communities. So, I mean, look at this story. I saw this story and I remember the word of the president yesterday, what he said on Wednesday, that Nigerians should go and farm or starve to death. Farm where? People cannot even start. We are supposed to swim and go and start digging the soil and planting seed and all of that, because these are forgive me. Let me put this Daily Trust son. What is it with me and Daily Trust today? Look at this picture down, if you can zoom. This water it's just the roof of the building that is left. And now from this, we can't even tell if it is a one-story or a duplex, a bungalow or a two-story building, but we know that it is taking buildings. And then you are saying we should go and farm or starve to death. And you are supposed to be a father. Okay, so we have it here that 1.5 million people have become homeless. Now, there are some people who save and they are into manual jobs, but they keep saving and saving and saving, and they get the money, they buy land, they struggle to build. Now, let's think about this or that percentage of people, even if it is just 1% or 2%, it's enough for us to consider them. Every Nigerian life should matter. Every Nigerian also should matter. If these people have had to walk their life off, and all they have is a building to themselves, so that it takes off that weight of paying house rent, and now this has happened. Water that has been soaked for weeks. Is that how solid, or how what's the state of the house? It definitely cannot be strong enough for, or maybe people that are, we have engineers on here. Is it safe enough for them to just move back into their house, or they have to have some kind of renovations going on in the place? And where would they start from? If we take away the flood, then you go to the education system. You don't know when you will finish school. When you start school, like now, the half-pay salary that we are talking about, these students rushed back to school. And of some of the students that rushed back to school, we know how many people that has been reported kidnapped. Some ransom has been paid. Some got killed because ransom was not paid. Some are still there hoping that ransom will be paid. And now the lecturers are going to stay back because your life is just not put together. You can't just plan and achieve it. You can plan to go for wedding, and on your way, look at Lagos, Ibadan. They are crying out because of the number of kidnaps that are going on there. You are going for a wedding, and you get your life is just. It's. Can't you ever see me? Okay, that's it. But nice. If you have anything to say, or you want me to move to some other person, let me know.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Emma. To the extent that the team pay you speak your language. Hi, that's to tell you how far the tea has gone. You speak Calabar language. Hey, Miss Emma, the tea don't pass us. I just want to throw this question open. This Ekweremadu that they seize his property. Do the Nigerian government or EFCC want to tell me that people like Ekweremadu does not exist in the northern part of Nigeria? Can anyone answer that question? Why is it that it's only the south side, the southeast, they always see politicians that is criminals, but in the north, they don't exist in the north? I've never heard one day that Nigerian police or EFCC have gone after these northern politicians that stole our money. But it's only the only south side. That is the reason why I tell you that that man that said it, that is it, you people did not know that that this Nigeria does not belong to all of us. That man is right. You understand? Because anybody they go after is only the south or the southeast, but this criminal, they are not existing in the north. It's only in the south and the southeast. Those criminals exist, those politicians, you know. But the one in the north, nobody touched them. Those ones are just busy looting Nigerian money, taking it to different parts of the world. But EFCC don't see those ones. But if it's the one that is in south and southeast, they will see them. You know, this is where this thing, injustice is. This is where I always say that there's injustice that is going on, that is playing in this country. A lot of injustice. You know, so the tribalism and everything is playing now a big role in our politics. You know, is a big problem to eradicate. This problem is a big problem. And this what is his name, article that said he's going to unify Nigeria, he's going to handle Wike issue and settle it and all that. This man, even the man that is even speaking self, are you even sure he's in Nigeria?
But nice. After election, this article will still be looking for Wike to send peace talk to. This guy is not serious. This guy is not serious. There's no peace in him.
Are you even sure? Who even sure is in Nigeria speaking? Who's even sure? This man, the only what he do, if it's election period, he will come to Nigeria and contest. After election, if he does not win, he will vanish from Nigeria. That is what he. Oh. That is just the kind of politician article. He's only coming to Nigeria to contest election. After if he does not win, he has no business with Nigeria. That's the kind of person they want to elect as the president of Nigeria. I know my brother here, Mr. Two Niger. I don't know. He knows his way, how he used to defend all those politicians. I would like to hear from Two Niger. Thank you, Miss Sima, for now.
But nice, younger they sleep, trouble go wake am. Oh. Hey, you have started. All right, Mr.
I like to wake Mr. Two Niger up. Why hear from her?
You really do. All right, Mr. Chibuzo, how are you doing? Happy weekend to you, sir.
Yeah, Emma, good day, everyone. Good day, Emma. Good day, everybody listening. I just want to add up in what about the custom. For me, what is happening in a custom corruption area is because, you know, when you look at the statute of the custom, how the custom are being operated, you know, this thing have to do with the cost of living, minimum wage as we speak, and all this thing is a package of where the corruption stop and where the corruption will start. Because of this, majority of the workers in Nigeria have no responsibilities. What I mean by responsibilities is they don't have house to pay, they don't have car to pay. So, and when you look at the salary they have, the salary cannot support their wages, and that will engage them into all kind of atrocities, crime, fraud, whatever you call it. All of them land in the hand of corruption. So Nigeria have to do a lot to make sure that we have a standard. We need to create a standard of life that we live, that will support the life of ordinary people in Nigeria, especially the workers, so that they know why they are waking up every morning and going to work. And if Nigeria can achieve this, then you will see the minimum of corruption will automatically reduce, because right now people have something they
Sorry,
believe that.
sorry, Mr. Chibuzo, I'm trying to connect your submission. What are you shedding light on?
No, about the corruption in the because of the guys, the custom, the sack,
Okay,
those custom
okay,
sack, yeah,
all right,
yeah.
all
So
right.
because I was talking about why they engage into those acts, because of incentives they don't have. So Nigeria need to update their
What do
game
you
so
mean?
that,
What do you mean by incentive they don't have?
like they don't have proper minimum wage. There's no
They're not
wages.
well paid.
Uh, They are not well paid. Yeah, that is what I mean. They don't. They are not responsible. You know, like other part of the world, you see a custom officer. We own a house. We own a car. He will be paying for it every month. And when you have all these things, you will see that you will be limited in terms of collecting bribe. When you look at what are you trying to achieve, because everything that you are trying to achieve, you have it already. So this will limit their ambition of collecting bribe or engaging in all kind of criminal activities. So I don't know how much custom are paid in Nigeria, but I believe they will not be receiving more than 150,000, which is about $200. And $200. You know how powerful, how we have how we have a purchasing power, especially in Nigeria, all over the world. $200 is nothing actually. You cannot do nothing. You cannot buy a house. You can't pay a bond of a car. That one you must understand. So this thing engage them into criminal activity. So because they want to meet up. And because of that, that is why you see all these kind of atrocities into the system. Then another thing is what Brother Nice said there about, I always tell you this. Anytime I come inside this platform, I talk about identity card. When we have identity card, proper identity card, which you can access everybody information. If a policeman stop you for a routine check, he doesn't ask you any question. He only asks you, why is the identity card? You gave him that identity card. He will go inside his car and punch your number and get your information done. Then he will come, okay, we are sorry, he give you back without no harassment, without no asking anything. So if we have all these things in places, then you will see that all the banditry, all kind of atrocities happening in Nigeria, all of them will be limited. And that is the only way we can secure Nigeria. But anytime we come here talking about people, corruption, just like Ekwemadu, as we're talking about Ekwemadu, having a multiple houses, having a multiple bank account, all these things have to do with organization. And if we don't have all this kind of um, database that can, process people, knowing what you have, like where I am now, as I'm talking to you. If I go to a particular place now, they will punch my name. They will know how many houses I own. They will know. They will tell me. I don't even know. They will tell me, look at where you have house. Even as we are in Nigeria, they go to the South African embassy with my ID. They will tell you what I have in South Africa here. You get me? So, but this is what we are lacking in Nigeria. We don't have all these things in place, and that is why you see all kind of uh, 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 monkey and baboon behavior in Nigeria. And what Brother Knight said about northern people, why are they not caught in this kind of act? That is another pure truth. But anyway, I don't want to go into much because you can judge for yourself, and you can see how the judgment in Nigeria is being done in Nigeria. Because if they caught you from the south, you can see how they treat you when you are a northerner. Then you see how they romance you. That is what is disturbing Nigeria. And if we cannot get all this thing in place, whatever we come here and discuss is not gonna work. We only come here and talk and go, and that is it. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chubuza, thank you for your submission. If you're just joining us, welcome to our newspaper review on Nigeria Watch. My name is Ima. It's good to have you on here. Please do well to like this broadcast because I know you are having a good time on here. So please like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. Also, please support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right. Please support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Okay, so please, you need to take out time to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. All right, James Morgan, let's see if we can catch comments. James Morgan, hi, yes, James Morgan, how are you doing? It's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being here. James Morgan says, imagine 6 Northerners that defrauded Nigerian bank and they were sentenced to 3 weeks of cleaning of National Assembly, but the same offense amounts to 3 to 7 years imprisonment in the southern Nigeria. Okay, all right. So yes, the talk of but a nice raise the notion that why is it that Okay, so we all heard that. Okay, we are catching reactions to that, and I'm seeing some reaction. I'm seeing quite some reaction to that. Okay, Mr. Tunaja, how are you doing today? Good day to you. Cheers to the weekend.
Yeah, good day and greetings to everyone on the panel and viewers and the chat. Greetings to you, Emma, for having me on, and I hope everything is good on your own end. Um, yeah, I wanted to
Tunaja, you
say
not greet me, you not greet me, Tunaja.
oh, greetings, brother. Nice. Yeah, and let me include Chibuzo so that I don't leave him out after all. We are not that many here. The For one, I saw the the newspaper review where you were saying something about security issues with kidnapping and all that. This problem will not go away, and I feel like it's going to get worse if we are not careful. And even if we are not careful, if we don't do what is needed, it's going to get worse. It's just a matter of fact. Um, the About the conviction, I think some people are getting concerned. It's mostly the southern
That's
politicians.
that's scary. That way is scary reality. If this kidnapping does not go away, if this kidnapping gets worse, that's going to be a very scary reality for
It's
Nigerians.
going to get worse. It's not going to stop at kidnapping. They will start assassinating people and killing people. The thing, well, because the country is not responding, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Our security level is still very, very low. Our security posture is still very weak compared to where it needs to be. I said it before. Look at what the Burkina Faso leader did. He got into office within 3 weeks. He's demanding recruitment of 50,000 people into the military, and that is for Burkina Faso. That is 10 times less than the population of Nigeria. Within a week, that's within a couple of weeks, not a week, just about a month. So it tells you that when leaders know there is urgency and they are having the same problem as we are having, then they will respond accordingly. That's how it's supposed to be. There is something happening to our leadership that is making them, either the banks are telling them they're not going to give them money to fund military. Like we said, Nigeria is literally broke. How are they going to fund the military if they don't have, and the Nigerian people, they know the Nigerian people are not going to be willing to pay into the military. So this is maybe what is
Like,
causing it.
how much do we need to fund this military?
I think somewhere around 2,000 this in Naira a month will fund this military to a very, very significant, like the size of Egypt. It's going to get it that
Like
point.
how much? Like how much?
2,000 Naira a month from around 70,000, 70 million Nigerians should do that.
No, the total sum, that's what I'm asking. The total
In
sum.
billions, billions, it shouldn't see. Okay, Sri Lanka spends about 2 billion on their military and they have 450,000 soldiers. So it means for Nigeria, and Sri Lanka is just 21 million in population. For a country like Nigeria, if they want to raise 1 million, this is soldiers, it's about 4 billion, this is US dollars. And if you do the numbers, it's not that much for individual citizens to pay. That will solve all these problems we are talking about.
Give us a figure in Naira.
I don't know how to convert very, very well in Naira. You have to multiply it.
It is the likes of you
No,
that we have.
you'll be looking about currently now. Currently, you will be looking about 4 trillion naira.
Yeah,
That's what you are looking at. Four
yeah.
trillion.
Yeah, because you have to multiply by around 880 or so to get this thing. Yeah, 880. Yeah, yeah, just about that. Yeah, you're quite correct there, because if you multiply, yeah, that's where it goes. So, but the Nigerian people can afford it because it's mostly salary, and the lower ranking soldier that you need to fight this war, they don't pay them a lot. The officers that you need to fight this war, they don't pay them a lot. There's not a lot of money. If Burkina Faso, that is way poorer than Nigeria, can do it.
To Nigeria, just hold on.
Yes.
Remember, we discussed about this last time. I told you that Nigerian military are paid $1, $1,
You
50
see,
cents
you
every
see.
day.
I'm telling you, man,
Come on. How
that
can
job
you
is
die
it's
for?
one of the
How can you
worst
die
jobs
for
in the
that?
country.
How can you die for that? One
But
dollar
they are
fifty
dying
cents
already.
every day.
That's what even should baffle you more. They are dying for that already, and this is what really get on my nerves when people argue for lecturers and all the rest of it that they are paying 100 and some thousand. These people are dying for that little money already, and they are trying to do their best to keep the country safe. And the people are disconnected from the realities on the ground with these the people that are keeping the country safe. And the problem now is that maybe things will get worse before Nigerians wake up to the fact that they need to respond to solve this problem themselves, because the Nigerian government cannot borrow money to fund the military. The people have to fund it. This is how other countries do it, and I believe that the IMF, World Bank, they will not give Nigeria money to fund their military, because that is why our military is small today, because they will never fund them to defend themselves. Why would they do that? It's not in their interest to do that when they are busy stealing our oil and stuff like that. So things will get worse, I'm afraid to say, until Nigerians know how to respond to this. Because 200, 150,000 soldiers is not enough to contain a country like Nigeria that is about 220 million. It's unbelievable. How can Sri Lanka, that has a population of 21 million, have 450,000 soldiers, while Nigeria 220 million? And Nigerian people are very, very tough people. Nigerian people that are very, very tough, 200 and something million, and we have just about 150,000 as active, really. And by the time they protect the oil areas, protect Lagos, protect Abuja, how many is left to defend the country? This is why this is going to get worse. And if you look at where these terrorists are attacking, they're not attacking main towns, they are going to outskirts. It's just going to be a nightmare, and people are going to be rushing to the cities and IDP camps until we respond to the challenge. And it's unbelievable that we are this hollow, given the nature of the challenge that we are facing. Egypt has half of our population, and they have about 800,000 soldiers. Half of our population, and they have 800,000. By right, we should be over 1.6 million. How is it that Egyptian people, their women, their children, and their men can pay into their military, and we can manage to do that? I don't get it. I really don't get it, because we have more
Mr.
resources than they
Tunaja,
do.
I have a question to ask you. Miss Iman, please, can I ask her a question?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Tunaja, you said we Nigerians should fund the military. How can I fund a military? Me, that is a common man that is looking for for daily bread. You said I should come and fund my military when my government is busy looting trillions in my presence. Then you said me that is looking for a way to buy a cup of Gary should go and fund the military. How does that happen? How will I do such thing? I will never put my shishi in the military when my government is busy looting trillions in my presence. Naja, what are you saying?
I hear what you are saying there, but you have to ask yourself: is it not because you are not funding the military that's why your country is the way it is in the first place? See, the stealing that they are stealing right now. If you bring all the money they are stealing and you bring it back in country and put it in place, you still are not going to be able to fund your military. You still are not going to be able to fund your hospital. It's not going to be enough. And this is why I keep saying, if we think our natural resources is enough to fund our economy, then you are missing the point. Look at the UK, they don't have a lot. Japan don't have anything. How do you think they fund their countries? North Korea is basically barren. and yet they have some of the most, one of the best defense in the world. The way you do it is the people, it's through the people. Nigeria is a $500 billion GDP economy. That it means we are doing business up to $500 billion every year in that country. It tells you that the people are encountering money, but they're not paid into the system. That $500 billion, if you just take how many percent of that, just 5-10% of, and put it into your defense, the country, everybody overseas will be traveling back to Nigeria because they will feel safe.
To Nigeria, is your opinion, but for me, it does not make sense to me. For person that is people that flood have carried their houses, some of them are in IDP camp. Those kind of people should go and fund military. Then the government that has all the resources will just fold their hand. Then people that are suffering should go and fund military.
Nobody says that poor people should fund the military. Nobody's fund poor people. That's why when I use the numbers, Nigeria is over 200 million. When I use the numbers, I don't even put up to 100 million to fund this military we are talking about. I'm talking about 70 billion. Nobody in that, a farmer that is barely making ends meet should be funding the military. The people that have the resources should be able to, we in the diaspora should be able to fund, contribute to fund the military. There's no reason. It's just that our government are not tapping into the reserves of the population for whatever reason. Why they are doing it like that, I don't know. Personally, I said it before. These people are running our country like caretaker governments, and they are afraid of the people that they serve if they do the right things by their people. They are afraid of the consequences. So, but in the end, it's us that is getting kidnapped. It's us that are getting killed. It's us that is getting stressed constantly, and making us, that we get so stressed that we travel overseas. The little money that Nigeria has that we used to train our people in Nigeria, doctors and everything, the doctors end up going to serve the people that are stealing all our money. Where of the property that they stole, they seize from Ekuremadu, where is it? Many of them are overseas. As a matter of fact, probably the most valuable ones are overseas. I don't know how much he's got stashed off overseas. This is the nonsense that we do. Where Buhari goes for treatment overseas, when he can build a hospital right there in Abuja, within 2 months, he can build a hospital there. Chinese can build a hospital within within 40 something hours or so. How can these people not be able to build a hospital in Abuja so that he doesn't have to be traveling everywhere? But no, they won't do it because there's something else going on. These people have compromised. They are not willing to do the right thing by their country. And the people need to take control. And what I said it before, if the people start taking control, watch what they will do. Because they don't want the people to take control. They'll start doing all the right things. You just watch what they are going to do next. So on that one, that's how I will leave it. It's just going to get worse, I'm afraid, before it gets better. Regarding these convictions that you tend to get, and it appears that they are going after Southerners quite a bit. And while you guys were discussing it, I was looking into the information that is able online, and I don't know whether Taraba can be considered a northern state, because obviously it's close to Abuja and all the rest of it. The governor was recently released from prison. I think he was convicted for stealing money or something like that. So they do convict them, but I have not, the one that I find it disturbing is that I've not necessarily seen any convictions from the far north, like far north, like Kano, Kaduna, but I've not seen it. But I suppose they are going to be there. If they are not there, believe me, people like Wike and a lot of southern politicians are not going to be. You think Tinubu will be sitting down and watching only southern politicians get convicted? Those people, they will not. They will make a big noise about it. And so in the end, they are all criminals. They are all lawbreakers. And with the little money they have, it's a terrible thing that you go and steal that little money the country has. And then you go on not to even do the right thing by the country, like leading the people properly. Nigerians don't have a marching order. What is our marching order? Do we have any real drive? Are they saying, oh, our agenda this year is for security? Our agenda this year is for electricity? No, we don't have any marching agenda. They just leave us like that and have us go into WhatsApp, Facebook, and they just leave the people. We are leaderless, technically, the way most of our countries are run. They run us as if meant to serve the West. Look at all the media that we consume. Which company owns them? Western companies own all of them. and most of the funds that are generated is enriching them even further. When we finish university, we go there to go and work. When we generate this in crude oil, it goes to them. When we mine gold, everything goes to them. It's like we are designed to serve other people. And Nigerians need to be waking up to that truth to start taking control of all these things. If you want to do that, you have to start paying into your system, taking over your system. This is how you build. No child grows up until they learn to go and build their own home, get their own wife, and you start having children building their own this is for the next
All
generation.
right,
And we have to
okay.
learn how to do that, because right now our nation is not being run like a nation that should stand on its own. And it's a shame, because Nigeria is a very powerful
All
country. And
right.
let me
Tonight,
give
okay.
me 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Um,
Okay.
Nigeria is a very powerful country on the continent. Just a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, Obasanjo led a team that resulted in the peace deal between Ethiopia, this in warring factions. And even when Nigeria is limping like this, we are able to have that kind of influence on the continent. That tells you the importance of Nigeria. And that's why people really need to understand their place in the world. We are an important people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunija. Thank you to those on the comment section. You guys, sometimes I wish I could just dive into the comment section. All right, thank you so much, Mr. NCBD. It's good to have you on this broadcast. Cheers to the weekend.
Yes, thank you so much, Ima.
Okay, Mr. Michael, how are
I,
you doing? It's good to have you on the broadcast.
I
you
am
can't
good,
hear
thank you
me,
very
Ima.
much. Thank you.
Okay,
Good
so
morning.
please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section, or the panelists, let me know if you can hear me. Mr. Chooks?
Hey, Ima, I think it's from your network, Ima, because I think I don't know.
Okay, okay, all right, thank you. I heard you. How are you doing now, Mr. NCBD?
Well, thank you. Hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right then. Let's go with your submission.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, it's clear that these people, the political class in Nigeria, there's a very huge divide between the north and the south. Most especially the south and south is like Brother Nai said, and uh, okay, once in a while they also go after the maybe the middle belt, like Jos, this place is Taraba, but at the same time, after some time they release them, because they need them. They need those regions. The core north need those middle belt or north central to be able to win elections, or to be strong in elections. So after some point, after some time, they release some of those politicians from those areas, like what they did in just to is it Darie, Joshua Darie, and all that is released now because election is just by the side. So that's just how they play their games. You need to understand how they play their game. Unfortunately, we would like to say we would like to move as one nation, one country, and all that. But the thing is that these people, this northern core north cabal, political cabal, they have always separated themselves right from the days even before the war, even before the civil war. So it's not a new thing. But unfortunately, we cannot feel too sorry for these politicians from the South because since they decided not to also do the right thing by their people, we'll be looking at them and let them continue going down until they decide to work for the people. So we don't have any sympathy for them. And if they are yes, if they are at the lower end of the ladder, then that is their own cup of tea. Then the thing about military security, I always say, and this is one place. Well, let me not go into deep before it becomes like a confrontation. But you see, Kenya, for example, let me use Kenya as an example. Kenya has a military personnel of 24,000, about 24,000. Do you know what Kenyan military has been able to achieve in that country? You might say their population is about over 50 million. 50 million is not a small population. These people were facing active terrorism threats. active that was happening across the country, including the capital in Nairobi. How many times were there bombings? You know, serious from Al Shabaab, their neighboring country, Somalia. Then these people with that 24,000 have been able to, you know, subdue these terrorists, eliminate every single threat from the length across the length and breadth of that country. And also, right now, they are actively in peacekeeping efforts in, engaging in peacekeeping efforts in Congo. And have been able to secure their country everywhere. So Nigeria, we might say we don't have enough military. I agree that we can increase, but I'm telling you that is not our major problem. Nigeria currently has like 223,000, military personnel. 223,000. I'm telling you, even with 150,000, if we have the proper structure, if we have the proper planning, if we have the will, if we don't have all these compromised military, officers or generals or whatever you want to call them, if we don't have all this, I'm telling you that country would have been secured long ago. So it is a man-made insecurity from inside, based for whatever reason. Even if there's any influence from outside, I'm telling you, those influence is our people that are participating in that kind of influence, they are doing it willingly because of thinking that they will gain something, maybe for whatever, maybe for religion, maybe for whatever reason they might have. So our biggest problem is leadership problem. That's what we have. Our biggest problem is leadership problem, and it's very hard to convince an ordinary Nigerian who is working hard for his money, who is obeying the law, and seeing all these people siphoning our money, billions upon billions of dollars. Don't forget that was it last year or last 2 years, they accused they found out that the military could not account for $10 billion. So what are you going to fund? Will you fund corruption? So the system has to be first clean. There needs to be a total cleanup before we can talk about those ones. So that's just the simple truth. That's the simple truth. I think let me stop there for now.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr.
You may as well use Ghana. Ghana gave one of their international airport terminal to the US military. Kenya has a massive British military base there. That is what is going on. These people are being to become colonies. That's what is happening on the continent. They have military bases all over the world, and you are comparing Nigeria to Kenya and to people like Ghana. We are living on the wind and prayer right now.
My brother, I don't think I'm in the mood for back and forth.
Is that what you wish for Nigeria? To have a foreign military base in Nigeria, so that you will be recognized there?
Who talked about foreign military base right now?
Well, you didn't mention that when you were talking about Kenya now. You should have mentioned that they have a massive, one of the largest military bases in the world in Kenya.
Nigeria does not have a strategic military whatever corporation.
No, there's no foreign military base in Nigeria. There's no foreign military base in Nigeria.
What did the British soldiers came to do last year in Nigeria?
That's a kind of advisory team.
Where we always
talking about thousands of British soldiers in Kenya.
Where we always clash. You don't talk with facts. You just make
talk with facts. Why are you comparing countries that have a ratio of 1 soldier to 1,000 citizens? Why don't you compare Nigeria to a country like Sri Lanka, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, all the other countries, or Egypt?
I'm telling you,
compare them to strong countries, compare them to weak countries.
I'm telling you what a country of 24,000 soldiers have been able to achieve, subduing all the so-called terrorism threats and all that. And you're talking about
Nigeria they didn't subdue anything. They didn't subdue anything. It's the British and the Americans that are helping them. You have to know the difference.
Now.
No, because he's painting a false narrative. That was what he's saying. Is that, let's remain as we
are. I don't want you to get into a... I'm giving you facts. You're the one painting a false narrative, my friend.
I am telling you the reason why they are secure. I'm telling you the reason why they are secure. Tomorrow, Kenya may not be as secure.
Mr. Tinaja, let's move on, please. Let's move on, please. All right, Mr. Michael, I'll just come over to you. Let's have your submission. Please stick to the topic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Not that, sorry, but I just came because of this military stuff. Because sometimes when I hear people like educated people like to talk, it twists my stomach, honestly speaking. This is why, honestly, we keep blaming the politicians, but this is why Nigeria can never be good. You can never ever move forward. If people like this can come out in the public place to talk like this, it's bad. And this is why personally like me, I rather split from Nigeria because I cannot take this. It's not. When you see people want to leave Nigeria, you think because of things like this. How can somebody come in a public place and be telling people that are suffering to start contributing for their own protection after we voted people in to protect us? You tell us not to start again after paying tax and everything, telling us again to start contributing for our own medical, our own military for protection.
That is what everybody does out there.
Let me finish, please. Emma, listen to this. Nigeria is the 6th oil largest producing nation, not in Africa, not in West Africa, in the world. Do you know how many people exist in this world? Do you know how many countries in this world? And do you know how many people rely on crude oil in this world? Come, look, this is just too bad, honestly speaking, when I hear people talk like this. Nigeria is the 6th highest oil producing nation in the world. Other countries that produce oil, look at the countries. Look at other countries that produces crude oil. Now, some people are there stealing these resources. It's just like you as a family, a father, you have money, and you employ somebody to take care of your money and use it to do things for your children. And that person is consuming that money. Instead of you to tell your children, look, this person is stealing our money. Let's go and tackle this person. You tell your children, leave that person to be stealing the money. Children, okay, now, me as a father, I don't have any children, can you contribute your money that will take care of our security? I just allow this man to be stealing our money. This is our commonwealth, Emma, that these people are stealing. Look at Borotai. Borotai, all the money they gave him to protect us as a military man, this man stole all the money. The person that came after him, when they're asking this man the question, the man said, why are you going to ask me that question? What asked the previous chief of staff, the previous army chief? Why are you asking me? It's not in my tenure. What did they do? They killed the man. They killed the man on the plane because he want to expel Brutai. What is it? Brutai, instead of them to deal with Brutai, they compensate him with ambassador to Benin Republic. And Trinidad is coming here as a Nigerian. I see all this thing. A military is supposed to protect me. They gave him money, stole it, and then you want me to start contributing. Now, if we contribute, who are we going to give this money to? Is it not the same government that will take care of the military? This is why some people want to leave Nigeria, because of ordinary people like this. Because if the people from the east now say, okay, Borotai has stolen this money, let's protest, and people like Nigeria will come out and say, Easterners, why are you protesting? Are you the only people in Nigeria? Are you the only people affected? Why are you protesting? This is why Nigeria can never move forward. That's why we say split this country so that we deal with our own criminals. Because I don't think if we have our eastern countries today, any criminal will steal our money, we keep quiet. We deal with that person. But if we come out to protest now against all this stealing, people from other regions will say, come on, these people, they're doing too much. Don't let them do for Nigeria. This is why. That's somebody come here and just cover this thing. 6th oil largest producing nation in the world. We produce oil, we produce gas. We have land everywhere to produce food. And somebody's coming here to say, let that woman that said tomato on the street to bring 2,000 every month to contribute for our own protection. People in the streets, people in Lagos, they contribute for their own security as well. They have gates on their streets. Pay monthly to secure their life. He's telling us this is unheard of. If foreigners are listening to this thing Nigeria is saying, they will say, these people, are they human beings at all? Are these people human? Instead of that 70 million people listen to
but that is what foreigners do. Are you surprised? That's what foreigners do.
You cannot, foreigners don't do it if their government is stealing their money. What they do? I expect to Nigeria to say, this 70 million people, look, these are people stealing our money. Come out, if that 70 million people storm Abuja, are you telling me Buhari will not run away from his office? This is what you do. Encourage Nigerians to come out and look. Come out in your millions. We have 200 million people. Talk. Say, come out in your millions. Let's take these people out from this place. And this time he said, look, don't worry, just don't contribute. Allow them to steal in. It's fine. This is what I expect you to say. Motivate Nigerians to come out and storm the street. We have said 200 million people. If we storm the street, 100 million people storm the street, both women, children, men, young, youth, these people will run out from that place. You are telling them to contribute and just storm. But this is, honestly, I've never had this kind of thing in my life. We live in a Western world. Nobody can think of this thing. People are stealing your commonwealth. You say, leave them to steal, contribute to take care of yourself.
I never said give them the money so that they will steal it too. That's not what I said.
This is what you're saying, because you say we are telling you that these people are being consuming. That the problem is not us, it's them that is stealing our commonwealth. It's how we to encourage Nigerians to come out and take back their country. Come out, storm. When Omo Yesho called revolution now, people are cursing him. Why? Because he knows that's the only way to take out this revolution. He said we should leave them. I've been taking out contributing 2,000 every week.
Mr. Michael. All right, Mr. Michael, that's as much as we can take.
Can I ask him a quick question, please? Very quick. If they take out, I just want to ask him because I understand where he's coming from, his frustrations.
Emma, if you don't want someone to speak, Emma, you mute that person if that person is trying to talk. Unless you want that person to speak.
No,
it's
no one wants to talk.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, I understand his frustrations because he's saying that they get the money. What if when they take those people out, are you okay now with Nigerians contributing to fund their institutions? Because this is what everybody does in the world.
I think that
if we take those people out, the next people that will come, then you realize that Nigeria has money. These next people, we manage our resources well, and we have money. Don't tell me we don't have money. We have the resources.
So
producing nation in the world. Don't tell me we don't have money.
We don't have enough money. We don't have enough.
That means black people cannot. When white people call us animals, we complain because that means.
Let's move on. If you are just joining in, welcome to our newspaper review. Thank you for being here. Yes, please do also like this broadcast, share, and invite someone onto the broadcast. This is still our newspaper review. We have one more panelist on here, but I very much doubt that he's going to stick to the topic. But let's give it a try, anyways. Mr. Chooks, how are you doing? Happy weekend.
Good morning, Emma.
Mr. Chooks?
Yeah,
okay,
good morning,
let's move on to saying hello to the people on the comment section.
Emma, I'm hearing you.
We can hear him. I think it's your network, Emma.
Thank you very much, Mr. NCPD. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, Emma, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you doing, Mr. Chooks?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind, because I joined late, to remind me what we're discussing.
Okay, so currently talking about the insecurity. Over the week, we've had every time 13 kidnapped, 40 kidnapped, 20-something kidnapped. So the kidnapping is back on the rise. People are, and that's going to cause, like, this festive period. We are not sure of how many people that would be, coming back home from abroad, or people back home that will be traveling back, home to relatives, as we usually would do as a culture back home. So the insecurity is on the rise. We're talking about that now. That brought about another suggestion by one of the panelists, Mr. Sunaija, saying that Nigerians should contribute, should be ready to contribute. Okay, so he says that the insecurity, the kidnapping would get worse, the assassination would get worse before it gets better. But one of the best ways, or the ways about it, is for Nigerians to contribute to fund the military. I remember yesterday he talked about Nigerians contributing to fund hospitals, And yeah, yesterday its submission is all funny. So that is people react their reactions from from having Nigerians, with the state of the economy right now, with everything that is going on right now, and or even next, I don't know the timing for this, but with everything that Nigerians are going through right now, or with the state of the people that we are supposed to, if this project, if it is wise for Nigerians to contribute for things that the government are supposed to, basic amenities, by the way, that government are supposed to put in place. So now, while we do this thing, there's a question of if the government will still be in place, we are still going to have a government, and I will still be paying this government. Meanwhile, I will still be paying taxes. Meanwhile, we are taking care of basic amenities like hospitals, funding. I mean, national projects like funding the military and all of that now. And if that's one of the ways that we'll be able to curb insecurity, then we are in for a really big one, I tell you. Now over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you once again. It's the problem with our insecurity is us not being sincerity to ourselves. We got lots of military and the paramilitary institutions designed to take care of our security, from what is it called, vigilante to the military itself, and the people are spending money, trying to keep themselves safe, and I don't think, if until Nigerian police and the military, start holding themselves, or we start holding them accountable, that's the only way we can assure that, we are secured. To start with, we don't even know those who are in our military, if they are Nigerians. That many of them are not Nigerians. So how can you secure a country whereby you are not even sure who and who is within your forces? Coming to Niger, he always come here to pretend he's a nationalist. I call that pretend, because you talk of hospital, he asks you to contribute. You talk about school, he asks you to contribute. You talk about defense, he asks you to contribute. These two Niger and the one called Emeka, they have agenda. And the agenda is the worst agenda every Nigeria can think about. I'm saying it here.
Emeka,
he has his
Emeka is not
opinion.
his real name, by the way. Emeka is not even that guy's real name.
He have his own opinion, well understood, okay? But how does he think that every garden thing in Nigeria, Nigeria should fund it? And they come here to paint the picture that Nigeria doesn't have money. Nigeria doesn't have money, and the billion, just look, one person is having 3 buildings in America, 2 in London, 9 in Dubai. Forget about the ones he has in this thing. And he go across all these criminals. And he still come here.
The truth, right? And it's amazing that these are the same people that we are paying in millions, and the people whose money are being used to pay. It's really crazy. It's really, really, really crazy looking at the scenario. Look at the average Nigerian. Average Nigerian is struggling to eat 2 times, but the average Nigerian is contributing to see that these people are paid millions every month.
This is why people cannot understand why the likes of 2 Niger should come here and ask somebody who is earning less than $1 per day to contribute. What is that person going to contribute? Huh? And these people we are talking about are contributing for their local securities. Okay? And he said Nigeria has no money. I mean, to Niger, you need to check your facts. Okay? We pay tax. We have natural resources. We have agricultural land. These things are not tapped in. And I never had him question these people. We talk about people stashing billions in their houses. You never hear him condemn that. Rather, he is condemning ordinary Nigerians that they are not doing this, they are not doing that. To Niger, what have you done for that Nigeria to start with? What have you done? Tell us today. Example from you. I don't get this. Every time, fund this, fund that. And you are giving excuses that Nigeria doesn't have money. Who told you that, to Niger?
Because we have done the calculations.
That's
and
your
the
name, to Niger. That's your name, to Niger is a real name. You have divided Nigeria into two. One for you and your cronies. And the rest for the rest of Nigerians. This is not fair, to Niger. Stop pretending.
Let me tell you this. Nigerians are already spending the money on security guards, irons on doors, windows, vigilantes, ransom, lack of investment. If I tell you the money Nigeria is losing because of inefficient use of resources, the money I'm asking for them to contribute
By who?
is little compared
By
to that.
who?
By everybody.
Use of
When you build house, no. Let me ask you now. When you build house in Nigeria, don't you put iron doors on all your windows, iron all your windows, doors,
I do
and
what
everything?
I want with my money, to Niger.
Exactly.
You don't come and tell me what I do with my money.
But in the UK, do you do that? In the UK or America, do you do that? You don't do that, do you?
Yes.
That's money
Yes.
that should be going to secure the entire community.
That's what I'm asking you. You have never answered my question. What have you done to give you that impunity to come and talk on this panel? What have you done? I want to hear today what you have done to ease these things you are saying.
Mr. Truth, we should ask people with this kind of opinion, the $10 billion that, for example, that's just one example among others that we have had, was it in the hands of the masses or in the hands of the same military that somebody is advising us to fund? Why have we not been able to find that $10 billion? So we cannot fund corruption. It's a simple thing. It's common sense. We cannot fund corruption. We need a system that is transparent, that is accountable, and that is responsible. That's just the only problem.
I agree with you on that. I'm not saying we should fund this thing, corruption. I agree with you on that. What I've said is that the funds can be put into an account. When you contribute, it doesn't touch any minister's hand. The only thing they need is the pay grade, the salaries of this, the rank of these officers and their details, and you pay it to them. It doesn't have to. If the people take control, just like the teachers union wanted to take control of funding universities, if the people take control, the people are not stupid. They are going to want to know where their money is going. And I think there is a way to do it if we just look. Because all this stuff, when we keep blaming only one side, it's not getting us anywhere. We've been doing this since the 80s. We have to take control of this. What other people do.
To Niger, listen, yeah. If you are fighting to get rid of these people, before you suggesting this, I don't think most people will have a problem with you. But the problem is you leave the main issue.
Do you know why I do that? Do you know why I do that? Let me give you a good example. Let me give you a good reason why I do that. Because every country that I've seen that they want to get rid of their elites, it leads to a massive bloodshed. A bloodshed that Nigerians cannot bear. If you look at England, France, Russia, China, all those countries, the bloodshed that it leads to get rid of is massive.
To Niger, when they did that, right? When they did that was years ago. It is not the same system. Things keep improving. Human rights keep improving. Okay?
That's why I'm suggesting an innovative way to get around that.
An innovative way
to get around it.
Look, you cannot get a dirty house, right? You cannot get a dirty house and you bring in something that is clean in that house. It will get dirty. This is as simple as ABCD. Okay? To Niger, what I want you to do is start organizing people, lecturing them, telling them how to hold these people accountable, how to make sure that these people don't milk us. When we see that, we will have faith to do the right thing for our country. You don't come here, tell us, fund military, fund hospital. Look at what you said 3 days ago, fund the hospital, and your president is in the UK. Come on, to Niger.
I think that I'm saying they should give the money to the government. I'm not saying they should give the money to the government.
To Niger, it doesn't matter.
But I don't trust the government just as much as you don't trust them.
It doesn't matter how you do it. No matter each individual
We have to move on, please. All right, if you're just joining us, this is supposed to be our newspaper review, but it is getting hotter than usual. If you're just joining in, welcome. Welcome to our newspaper review. Please do want to come in, like this broadcast. Please share, invite, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, and turn on your notification bell. We have premium content on here, and our panelists, they know how to give it hot, hot. So do well to join us on here. And please, to my people, please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Please support us. Thank you very much. The comments on here. So James Morgan says, as federal government gave $1 million to Taliban of Afghanistan and 2 billion naira to Niger Republic, yet to Nigeria says that federal government don't have money. And this is from Nolly77. I'm giving a shout out to you, Nolly77. How you doing? Cheers to the weekend. Says, so Niger, where you are right now? How much did you contribute to your security? Please tell us. Our discussion is, should Nigeria contribute to
UK tax rate is ask anybody about UK tax rate. By the time you spend money everywhere, you are paying tax.
so Nigeria?
50% of everything you tax. Sorry.
Please, I'll come back to you. Please, let's move on, please. Thank you. Thank you. And a big shout out to each and every one of you on this broadcast. Nolly77, thank you for being here. James Morgan, I did Teresa Lutz. It's good to have you here. Mommy Diaspora, happy weekend to you, Mama Dearest. Thank you very much. And Mataya, good day to you. Mataya, are you a lady? I would like to know. But thank you. I thank you for being on this broadcast. Also to Oziegbe Wilfred, big shout out to you, boss. It's good to have you. Insibidity, it's good to have you, sir. Femi Bash, thank you for being here. Osako Vo, thank you for being here. Thank you very much for being here. Osha Nelson, it's good to see you here again. Thank you for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. The list just keeps going on and on. And of course to Naomi Bella. It's good to have you on this great on this broadcast. Grace Imafon. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you on this broadcast. You see, let's just go back to our panelists, please. All right. So thank you. Yay! 977. Thank you very much for your donation. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay, so Namibala says, okay, you hear money no dey. See where the money, they see where the money they go. My sister. All right. Okay, coming back to my panelists, we've had yes, one love. Thank you very much. We've had quite a time on the broadcast today, and I must say, what a way to end our session. What a way to end. It's been a good one, and I say big thank you to you and to every other panelist that has held it down with us all through the week. A big thank you and a big shout out and big love to each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. But nice, let's have a final submission, please.
Yeah, thank you, Maxima. I love the way you when the floor is hot. I love the way you give them chance so that they should take it on. So thanks for your patience, Maxima. To Niger, your way of your submissions, I don't really get it. You understand? And I know that you are a very smart guy. The way you talk, I don't know you from anywhere.
One.
I can't hear anything now. Is it only me?
Okay, I couldn't hear anything, and I thought it was my network at play. But nice, are you done with your submission? Okay. Okay, I think we're having a huge network problem on here. Okay, Mr. Nsibidi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let's go with your submission then.
Oh, I think Tunaija is ahead of me. Maybe you can let me just quickly put one or two things here.
Okay, Mr. Tunanja, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right. Please go ahead, please. I'm sorry. I thought he was the only one that could hear me. Please go ahead with your final submission.
Okay, thank you. Yes, all I'm saying is that I'm actually empowering Nigerians when I say that they should take control over the system. I'm not saying they should pay to the federal government, not the way the federal government is currently configured, because they might just steal everything again. But I think that even then they will be afraid now, because stealing money from oil is different from actually stealing from people that are hardworking. They will be scared of doing that. And secondly, with the formula I am asking Nigerians to do is they have an account that they pay money into that the ministers don't touch. All the minister does is sign. He cannot pull money out of there for himself. He sends the pay grade and the this thing he named and details to the banks, and they pay the people that the money is meant to go to. And I think this is how things are supposed to be done. I don't understand how ministers have control over money. They can move it anyhow they like. They shouldn't have that kind of power. That's what I'm saying. We should make our government accounts public. Everything I'm talking about right now, I sympathize with everybody here when they say they don't trust the government. I don't trust them too. I'm saying take control of it so that you know it's going to, the money goes to the people, and the soldiers will know that you are the one funding them. Now their loyalty is going to be to the people that are paying them. Believe in me, I've seen that happen before. When you have staff that you pay through another staff, their loyalty moves to that staff. But when you are the one paying them directly, they know that it's coming from you. They look up to you. And if the people are the ones funding the military, the way the military treats them, and they are going to have the right numbers that they need, because we are already spending the money. The money is being spent on local vigilante groups. Everywhere you go in Nigeria, you see estates. That estate that we are building is because of this insecurity. Do you know how much money we waste on all these inefficient use of resources? We power ourselves individually with generators, but if we put and fund one common defense, we are going to be like other countries. Here in the UK, you don't build a house and put iron bars on the door and have estates all over the place. You don't do that because you don't need it, because there is a greater security infrastructure that has already been put in place. That's all I'm asking Nigerians to do, and they need to understand that this is what other countries do. I'm not asking for anything extraordinary. I understand why they don't want to see it happen in the government, but if you don't want it to get to the government, then demand a transparent system. Even if it's not my formula, find another formula that works so that we can fix this problem. I'm tired of seeing parents crying, wailing, and people, loved ones crying because their family members have been killed, even after they paid a lot of money and they bankrupted themselves. These things are going to get worse. I'm afraid it will get worse before Nigerians get to that point where they realize that, you know what, we need to take care of this. It's getting out of control. And when we talk about countries that don't have a law of security, just because you open your door and leave your window open, one day you go to work and come back, nobody came to rob you, doesn't mean the day the thief will come, if you keep leaving it open, they're not going to come and rob you. Just like Nigeria was safe once, even with this security level. But look at all the countries that were not safe and look at how their security is now. Look at Egypt, UK, look at Russia, look at US, look at all the countries. You have to change your security posture, especially given how important Nigeria is to the entire continent and the larger diaspora. Nigeria is strategically important. If anything should let people know that, is the fact that just this week, Obasanjo, Nigeria, in the document itself, it said led by Nigeria, this peace deal between the warring factions in Ethiopia. This is how important Nigeria is. That was in South Africa. That's the power of Nigeria, all the way from Nigeria to South Africa. We have to take responsibility for our own distant security, and maybe even more than that. From security, healthcare, power supply, we can do it. We have the ability to do it, and I don't see any reason why we should shy away. But when we do it, it empowers us, just like when a man pays for his own upkeep. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tunanja. Of course, I heard you twice. I'm sure every other person did. And also a big thank you to Mr. Wilford. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. It goes a long way. Thank you very much. Real quick, we're moving on to the next panelist. and that's Mr. NCBD. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, my sister Ima. Well, I think I'll just say this, as much as we want to talk about security and all these things, the truth can never change. The truth is the truth. Our biggest problem is corruption, um, corrupt political class. We're talking about the Ethiopian crisis. The two sides, the government and the Tigray rebels that decided to end hostilities. These are people that, they saw what is happening to their own people and they decided to end. Is a common sense thing. Some people, when I remember when the war was on, a lot of people were like, the West, America, oh, they have America, America. When will we start looking at ourselves? If we keep on pointing at the West, that means we are accepting that we are not capable of leading ourselves. So these people, the West, now they have ended it because they saw that, okay, even if it's the West, who is the people dying? So the truth of the matter is that we cannot tell any Nigerian citizen or advise anybody right now to start sending money or donating, and obviously we cannot even pay soldiers directly. How is that done? Are we trying to form a state of anarchy? Are we trying to, should we live like there's no government? We still have to go through the government, and that is why we are fighting for a better government. That is why we are calling for a better government so that we can have these institutions in place. Because if we are talking about doing things ourselves, going to give form our own soldiers, give them money, that is already secession. That is already a state of anarchy. So let us know what our problem is, which is for us to have accountable, transparent, and organized leadership. That's the biggest problem we have, no matter how we want to color it. 223,000 soldiers, we might need to, there's a need to increase it, okay. But I'm telling you, 223,000 soldiers is not a small number. The only problem we are having is corruption and unwilling leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. NCBD. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you. I wish you a very, very good weekend. A big thank you to Dr. Gomez. Thank you very much. Thank you for being on this broadcast, and thank you for your donation. God bless you, Doctor. Thank you very much. Let's move quickly to the last panelist on here today, and that's Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. It's a well, Tunaja, I don't know if you are aware that Nigerian military has been called up by the Senate several times and they refuse to come. Right? These are people you ask us to contribute money to give to. When they get that money, they're not accountable to you. And then you talk about people paying you salary. To Nigeria, we are the one funding the military. We are the one paying their salary. So if they should respect us from bringing out that money from our pocket, they should start from the way we pay them. Our tax money is in their payment. So anytime we call upon them, both the police, both the custom, they should be able to answer us. But they haven't done that in the past. So this your argument is not and void completely. And I want to ask you too, Niger, do you ever believe in NSAS? I need your answer, please. Do you believe in NSAS?
Of course, I believe in their goals, and I believe that they achieve most of their goals.
Which one of them have they achieved?
Disbanding NSAS, got police officers prosecuted, compensated families.
Who was compensated? If you didn't, if they did not accept the report of the NSAS, so I don't know where you get all this your information. How many policemen have been prosecuted? Some of the states have not even touched it.
Nobody has been prosecuted, please. And this is where we always clash. Nobody has been prosecuted. That is why they arrested Falls and Macaroni, because they were out there opening, holding press conference, addressing that these things that they demanded has not been met. The families, most of them have not been compensated. The police, none of those people that are accused have been prosecuted. So please let us stop spreading this kind of information. Please let's speak on what we know.
I know that in the early days they were already being investigated, and some of them have been suspended already or even fired. In the early days, I know that I heard one of them when they were talking about one in Delta State. They were doing that in Benin City. So this is not something that happened only in Lagos. It happened in different locations. So I saw that with my own eyes. So I will follow it up because I'm telling you that they did these things.
How many
states
in the north have done the same? How many states
What
in
they
the north
did
have done
is
the same?
firing police officers or the perpetrators is not prosecution. They are talking about taking these people to court and sentencing them if they are found guilty. That's what they did. What they did that everybody saw was they said they have reshuffled them. They have removed them from being SARS. Now they are in SWAT. So what are we talking about, for goodness sake? Let's not make jokes of these kind of things that took the lives of our people now.
I think that is a question that we'll have to find evidence for. So I cannot categorically say that, but I know that in Edo State, when they were talking about this, they said these are the things they've already put in place. I know in Lagos they were doing something similar. Question is, what happened since then? When these things happen when the attention dies down, different things goes and happens. But I know that they were moving in this direction even before the protest ended. The government had already considered everything that the protesters were asking for.
You're still
It was a
not
successful
addressing the
protest.
issue of prosecution. What this thing you're saying is the prosecution part is where I'm telling
But
you
I
that
cannot
you are
address
wrong.
it. I'm not a representative of the government, but all I
Yeah,
can tell you
thank
is that
you.
what
Then
I had
don't say
during that
they
time.
have been prosecuted when they have not been prosecuted.
I know that they fired them. That I know that they fired some officers. So take your time. If you want to take time, give me 3
All
minutes, 5
right,
minutes.
all
Let me
right,
look for
man.
information.
Firing is not prosecution. I don't know how many times I'll tell you that, but it's okay.
I know
All right,
firing
thank
is
you
not
very much.
prosecution.
There's
All I'm saying is that they are holding them accountable. See, sometimes we want perfection. We can't allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Sometimes you have to take some element of yes for an answer. And I think that because if you learn the wrong lesson from answers, what you are going to feel is that, oh, all that debt, all that struggle was for nothing. But it's not true. You saw a government moved before the end of the protest itself. That tells you that Nigerians have power to change things truly wanted to.
They were not even fired, if we are being honest. Reshuffling is not firing. Firing or reshuffling, none of those are prosecution. So, sorry, my brother Chibu, I think he was the one that was speaking before I interrupted.
Yes,
I think
Mr.
he had
Jokes,
to
please
finish.
round off your submission, please, in 1 minute. Okay, I can't hear you, Mr. Jokes. I don't know if you're talking, or we just move on. All right, so this is a special announcement. Okay, it's talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go on.
Yeah. You see, when we come here sometimes to make it look as if we cared and we are doing the opposite, it's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous, because we cannot continue like this. I just gave him an example of our military leaders. When you call them to come and give account of the duties they've been allocated to, even though it's within the law to ask them to do so, they refuse to come and nothing happens. Okay? So if this military are responding to us and you ask us to support them, I mean the organs, because we shouting military. Even the boys, they are dead. The organs are feeding fat, and the boys are feeding on nothing, and they're crying every day. And when they put it
I'm just seeing NSAS panel indict 72 policemen and awards 438 million compensation to victims. So that is, I'm not even sure which state this one is. So, and this one is in September 2022. So this is the point I was making, that they actually took action. I've never seen Nigerian government take action to favor the protesters on the street while the protest is happening. And I really regret that many Nigerians try to pretend as if the protest is a failure. When, if you learn the right lesson for that, that will encourage the Nigerians to realize that they actually have power. Because if you start telling them that, oh, we just died, you are telling Nigerians that they don't have power to change anything. But when in reality, they actually did. And that is not, personally, I feel like that is almost saying that those people died for nothing. But when in actuality, they something. They accomplished something. What they wanted to do was end that police brutality where young men are going around on the street, minding their own business, and they get killed and extorted, victimized constantly. And they ended that, and they got the police officers indicted, then compensated the victims on top of it. And all this within how many weeks of protest? I have to say that is quite remarkable. And the fact that people come around and twist it the other way around, which also disempowers our people. That all I'm doing is trying to empower the people, and while others are telling them that just resign your fate, and until you can get rid of the elite, nothing will work.
All right,
Trying to
Mr.
get rid
Sinaija.
of elite is only going to lead to massive bloodshed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I
Thank
think you
you.
have given me a lot of rope to release. Thank you, thank you,
You're
Emma.
welcome. Most welcome. You're most welcome. A big thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with us on our broadcast. Yes. All through the week. Thank you. It's been amazing. Thank you so very much. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Yes, I wish you a wonderful weekend. To my panelists, thank you very much. Thank you for being on here. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. So please do well to keep a date with me. Next week, let's do this again. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yes, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye for now.